with the soup. Of course, we're on this beautiful locations, the landings, and of course the ladies. We are well, the ladies and myself. We are definitely enjoying this location. Beautiful stretch of beach, and of course in the background we can hear persons enjoying the water. Beautiful day today, and of course the landings has been one of the premier resorts that not only couples but families can also come in and have a good time. So if you've got some time off, maybe you should pop over to the landings, right? We have in studio right now, we have Jean, and he's actually going to give us his take on our topic that we are discussing this afternoon, and it's called cheating.
You're in the hot seat, Jean.
And we're actually having a very spirited conversation before we went to break again. Melodies again, we left with you talking about single ladies and the fact that sometimes they find themselves in relationships with married men, and the reasoning why they find themselves in those relationships with the married men. And it's very interesting to hear the different reasons why, because sometimes you find that a lot of persons, society may already have something formulated in their mind as to why they're with this person, because it's because of this or it's because of that, but there's always this underlying sort of reasoning why they are with this individual. So let me just ask you before we actually get back into this conversation, what would you consider cheating in a relationship?
I guess cheating in a relationship is. I want to be as how should I put it?
Politically correct.
Politically as it pertains to cheating. I think prior to entering the relationship, the two individuals set the boundaries, and then after you set the boundaries, then you come to the conclusion as to what you in that relationship will consider cheating. I think generically, most people would consider any physical connection with someone, they would more or less consider cheating. But in this day and age, with the dynamic of the internet and so on and so forth, you find people having very intimate relationships without even touching the other person. So
Right, yes.
I think we've just changed over the years as it pertains to what is considered cheating. But I guess that's the best way I could define it. Yeah.
It's funny that he mentioned the internet, because we haven't even gone through that dynamic
We haven't even
yet,
gone there.
where persons meet up on Facebook
media.
and what have you, and they build this whole relationship on that social network. And like you rightfully say, they have built up this intimacy that has separated to some degree, has allowed them to separate to some degree of their partner that they're actually with, and then the partner is totally oblivious to that, but yet they're in this forever land,
Yes.
quote unquote, with this other individual where it's absolutely fantastic.
And they haven't even met the
And they have not
individual
even met.
physically.
Yes,
They
yes,
haven't
yes.
met physically.
But that, I think, it's definitely something that exists, especially in our society that is so driven by the internet, because it can also happen through other mediums, because there's everything right now. Snapchat,
Everything.
there is Instagram. I mean, audience, you know exactly what it is. There's so many different ways that persons can connect with individuals and definitely build that sort of relationship, emotional attachment, which is, in my opinion, a little deeper than the physical portion of cheating, because for men, they can see a woman, find that woman very attractive, and decide that they want to sleep with that person, even if they're in a relationship, and it may just be that. As bad and sacrilegious as it may be, it may just be that. But when you build that emotional attachment, when you want to hear that person's voice, you want to hear, how's your day, that sort of thing, then that actually puts you in a situation where you're literally sharing your emotions with somebody else. But Ja, for you, how do you think in a relationship women should generally treat their spouse or their partner? Because it was interesting to hear our previous guest give his opinion as to what that is when he spoke about affirmation, but it'll be interesting to hear your take on that.
As it pertains in satisfying the other
your
person,
partner.
I think at the end of the day, relationships are built on understanding what you expect from each other. So, for me, for it to be general, it's kind of difficult because human beings are such complex creatures.
Yeah.
You know, because of the type of person I am, I've been in different parts of St. Lucia and even in different parts of the world, and people require a different type of spouse.
Yeah.
You know, I personally am not attracted to women who are rough around the edges.
Okay.
However,
Rough around the edges?
Yes.
Break that down some, please,
uh,
Jean. To break that
you
down.
know, I would consider that to be, you know, more or less forceful, a particular type of upbringing. I don't want to use the term ghetto because, you know, I don't want to, you know,
Step on anybody's.
kind of step on anybody's
toes,
emotions.
yeah.
But although you can get that type of woman out of the suburbs as well, but some men prefer a woman that tells them versus a woman that waits on them to lead.
And
So-
some men like to chase.
You
Yes.
understand?
Yes, they
Versus
don't
being-
like to be chased.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess the nature of it is, you know, if you're in a relationship, at first there's that attraction, and then as things develop, you start to kind of tailor yourself to what that person requires from you. And as time goes by, you realize what's your limitations. As if, you know, after 2 years, okay, this person requires this from me, but no, I don't really think I'm capable of
So
that.
you
So
should
it's time
step
to
out of
separate.
it? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Separate or just go and taste something?
Well, as it pertains to cheating, I don't think cheating has. I personally don't believe, on a man's standpoint, cheating has anything to do with a lack of anything at all.
You don't think
You
it's a
don't?
lot?
I don't think it has anything.
So
to do.
what do you
Yeah.
think it
Somebody
has?
told me
Um,
like, if some guys are just greedy, so that's why they step out. That you, what do you think about that? You're
I
just
don't think
greedy.
it's greedy. I just think there's so many different aspects as it pertains to cheating on a man's standpoint. Sometimes it's there to be done. It's easy, and I'm saying that the woman is easy. I'm just saying that her attraction to you is so high, and then you're already physically attracted to you, so it becomes something that you don't have to chase. So it's easy. Sometimes it's when you are young, when you're a younger man, you have to feed that
Ego?
that ego of yours. You do, and it's something that women don't understand. The society and the system in terms of being how should I put it? You can't. The men who sleep around a lot, the reason why they sleep around a lot is because they sleep around a lot. And
They
this,
have no self-control.
thi-
They
this
just sleep
state-
around.
no, no,
'cause-
no, no.
No.
The
I think I
re-
understand
and,
what you're
and this
saying.
this statement might sound strange, but why, if we are in a society as close knit as St. Lucians are, every woman at this table knows the guy who sleeps around a lot, who sleeps around a lot. But why does he consistently keep on sleeping with new women? It's because the women are the driving point of this society.
entertain.
They're the
Yeah.
ones
We entertain.
going after these guys. To be honest, the more, and this is how I see it, I could be wrong. The more women you sleep with, the more attractive you are to women.
Well, I think
To some
one
women,
thing
yes.
though, when men develop a magic potion or develop
A magic
way-
formula.
A magic formula, that's it. A magic formula to be able to, I like this girl.
This is what
I'm
I
gonna
need
get
to do.
that girl. Because I watched a movie once, and this grown-up man was teaching his son how to get a woman. And two women were sitting at the bar, and he went to the one that he was not interested in, told her something nasty in her ear. She slapped him, and he just calmly left. And the one he was interested in really came over to him and said, "I'm so sorry, my friend can be so harsh sometimes."
And that
And
was
he
a
was
strategy.
like, high five.
Yeah,
he
that
got
was a
the girl's
strategy.
attention. You know, but then I think what generally women are attracted to is a man's display of his ego, a man's confidence. Women love to see a confident man. And sometimes you have this man tall, big belly in front of him, but he dresses nice, his cologne smells good, and he just walks like,
He has an air
Yeah,
about
about
him.
it.
yeah.
Yes.
And if he doesn't look at you, then it means that you're not attractive. It's not that it's you that's the problem. So women tend to try to show themselves to get attention from that particular guy, no matter how ugly he is. But he has this thing about him. Girl, I don't know why he ugly. But
Yes.
He treats me so well. There's just something
I
about
don't know
him.
why with that man. Miss, yeah. But you know one thing, you were mentioning something earlier that brought me to think. I think sometimes men cheat by doing all the right things to get the girl. And when they finally get the girl, they don't do it anymore. And I think that's cheating. I think you're fooling this young lady into believing that, hey, chivalry exists. still in 2016. He pulls my chair to sit down. He opens the
the
door.
door.
He tells me sweet nothings. He kisses me on my shoulder. He holds me in public. He shows affection in public. Then when we move in together, 2, 3, 4 months down the line, he comes home and drops his shoe anywhere. His feet go up. Yeah, let me have.
But you know, the
He's more
same
interested.
can be
think
said.
the
The
same
same
can be
can be
said.
said
I call
about
it
women.
true. It's
The
true.
same can be said about
I call
women
it
Yes,
because
because-
some women, right? They do all of the things that the man wants to be done.
That's just
When they
relationship
get
starts.
into a living relationship, suddenly she can't face the stove,
But you
which
could-
is what attracted the man in the first place. He loves a woman who can cook good. You're bringing him muffins at work. Every night you bake in.
You're busy, you know.
You're busy. Sister, you're doing it. And then a few months into the relationship and you cannot sustain the man in ways that you were sustaining him
Why?
prior.
But you
There's
could
always
only-
a reason for that.
And so we have to ask the question why. They
But
need
you
to
can't-
find out
Maybe
from
he
each
used to
other.
buy the groceries,
I
and she
don't-
likes to cook when there are groceries in the house. Or
Maybe.
maybe he used to help around the house. When he gets home, he would sweep, he would organize the furniture, he would fold the clothes while she's in the kitchen.
But maybe
And
he's not
sometimes-
doing any of these things because she nagging.
But you
and
can
she didn't
only
used to
do
do that
that-
before because they were not sleeping in the same house.
Oh, Lord,
She
I
used to
don't
go to
know.
her
I
mother's
don't
house, but now that they're living together, they are becoming their real selves.
But you
People-
can
people
only
show
do that. You
themselves
can only
off.
do that for so long because I'm seeing some women who are in relationships and they know for a fact that this guy is messing around, but yet still they still want to. When the guy said, "Would you marry me?" They say a big yes. They get married and they just expect the guy to change.
Yep.
That's not happening.
But I just want to draw reference to that. I was looking at this survey on the web survey, and they asked women, like a general poll of women, if it was NSBC or MSN, and they asked, would you leave your partner for cheating on you? And like the percentages were amazing. Like 80% of women said they won't leave their partner for cheating on them.
Because if that's the only thing,
Yeah.
the man treats you right. Women have a tendency, he treats me right. We okay at home.
Nothing else
Everything
is
is
wrong.
okay in the bed?
Nothing else is wrong.
I am really upset that he's cheating. We're going to talk about this. I will tell him I don't want him to do that anymore. But my man treats me good. Why should I leave what I already know and I'm happy with for something I don't know about?
Now let me flip things on you just a little bit. We're talking about spouses and what they do, men or women, to kind of have their partners go out and cheat, and then we kind of devoid ourselves from the fact that the persons that they go cheat with, the reasons why they actually go out to those persons. What about the competition? Because there is a competition, an underlying competition that actually exists
It's true.
between the person that they're cheating with and,
And
of
the
course, the
person
person at
on the
home.
inside.
That is so
Exactly.
true.
I-
That is so
There
true.
is.
Some women feel achieved
I-
to get a man
don't-
out
I
of
don't
his
know.
relationship.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't.
You don't think it exists, Chunky?
Well, this is how I see the world. This is how I see things, and I'm going to say this because it's the truth. I'm currently in a relationship. I have never cheated in that relationship, but I've cheated before. The reason why I didn't see the competition between the women. I saw the signs, right, and I detached myself from the female if I see the signs, and that's why each man has their own personal rules of how they decide to cheat. You find wealthier men, they sustain cheating. Cheating for wealthier men is much easier because they shut the women up with money,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
With like somebody at the age, and that's why you find. I heard you speak earlier about the married man situation. For a married man, it's like a hobby. You're in your 40s.
Yeah.
You're probably halfway through your mortgage. You've paid off several cars. You have a if you have done things the right way, you have an excess income that you can entertain another female, whether it be lightly, For a younger man, it's all about wits because you have to make these women like you based on your looks, what you will become. You understand?
Right.
Your level of intelligence, whatever it might be that you have going for this, how you have to attract. This how you have to attract
Let's not
these
forget
women.
the potential in bed.
Well, the potential in bed or whatever it might be. I think that if there's gonna be a competition with my woman, and then I have a woman on the side, which I don't consider a side woman. I don't believe that if I have a girlfriend.
So what is
So
she?
what is she?
What is she? How do
What
you?
is she? Girlfriend number
How do
two?
you?
I don't think she's a
define-
girlfriend in any sense.
So what is she?
Because she
I
must have a
think-
label.
We love definitions
Yeah,
and labels.
You see, that's
ladies,
the
all have
thing.
labels.
females,
It
we want
depends.
them. So what is she?
There's the ego, and this is how I see things. There's an egotistical male. that tells you he wants to sleep with, I'm going to sleep with this girl. There's the other cheater that just wants a different vibe. Like when I cheated back then, I just wanted to experience a different female. I wanted to experience as many females as possible during that period of time when I was being promiscuous. I wanted to hear what their story was while I experienced their body. The body was a plus, but after, it wasn't like, okay, you know what happened? We'll sleep together, and then when I'm done sleeping with you, I'll see you tomorrow. When I was finished, I would listen and sit down and hear their story. Like, what's your story? What's your relationship with your parents? Because I wanted to learn something. I experience something different.
So the girl was getting like emotionally attached to you, and
They
then
all get emotionally attached one way or the other.
But that's
Bad
deceptive.
boy.
It's not deceptive.
Why is it deceptive?
Because after having explored her physically, right?
And emotionally, continue.
And emotionally, listening to her, tell him about what, what is, what is her past, her life, then what do you do with her after that?
Yeah, but that's why I was not very good at cheating.
You see? So but exactly, and that is what would have gotten the woman closer to you. It's then that she would have gotten closer to you. It's at that point.
But there's always a disclaimer, though. I always
A
disclaimer?
disclaimer? What is this?
Listen,
oh my God, so they signed a contract.
All right. We're getting heated here in this conversation.
Don't get
Listen,
attached.
We have definitely hit the nail on this one, and we're pounding down on this nail here on the soup with our topic cheating.
But you know, Sir, I also want our viewers to contact us. We have a Facebook page. We want to hear some of your comments about this topic. I know there's a lot you want to say. If you don't want to say it out loud on the Facebook page, private message us. So just let us know your story or your opinion, because we really want to know.
With that note, we'll be right back in just a bit.